What's going on, YouTube? Here we are with another tutorial. We are bringing back the Slidaer V2 and we are perfecting it. We have now gotten our channels. We now have balloons that you can actually activate with a switch. There's all sorts of stuff going on. So we are just going to bring you the most updated, recent, and accurate build. This one itself isn't even the most accurate. I need to adjust the wings just a slight bit, but otherwise, as you can see, it pretty much speaks for itself. It's not too complicated. You've got your balloon to pull you up. You've got your other two red balloons to help you glide and be gentle about your landings. You've got turning thrusters. Got room for passengers, or even if you wanted to, you can make it fully storage oriented. Depends on what your use for it is and what you need on your exact build. But I am going to show you how to at least build the base, and from there you can make whatever you want. The reason why we need to move the wings forward one is for exactly what you just saw there. If you have them lined up like this, when you're getting out of your seat, you sometimes don't land the greatest. See how I'm right there on the middle? So bumping the wings up one is going to prevent that. So let's go ahead and slide it over just a little bit. As always, we are in our sandbox TRIUCK station world, and here is the build layout, or at least all the pieces you are going to need for this build. If you decide to build it like I did for aesthetics, or if you want to go for more storage, I've got different options for that as well. So again, this is the base of it. The base of it is going to require these materials here. Feel free to pause to jot those down if you need to. Check the description also. I will make sure they are down there. So this is going to be, like I said, the base of the plane. If you want to go with this loadout or with the chest, then we've got the chest materials here, and then the Durburger motor layout here. You're going to need these two, the Brightcore and the Plastoid, for your front lights. Those are going to be for the Tinkerer's lights. And then depending on what you want to do on the rear lighting, if you want to use other Star Wars lights, you are going to need those same. You know, if you want to go with the red striped ones, then you're going to need those Brightcore and Plastoid to do those. Or if you want to use the new Thank the Bus Driver lights, then those are going to be the 2 wood, 2 amber, and 2 ruby. With your jack, and they still have not fixed it to where dynamic platforms will not fall off of the jacks. So to prevent them from falling, we are going to throw one piece of whatever material you want underneath. In this case, I used Frostpine. If you want to keep it on there, you can. If you want to use that one piece to remove it from the jack, just to get back that Frostpine or whatever it is, then you may want to use something less durable like wood or something like that. Granite is going to be heavier if you leave it on, but again, if you decide to break it off, then the material you use does not matter as much. So again, I'm going to build another one of this one. We're going to build it with the correct wing position, just so that I can go ahead and dispose of this one and not have two flying around. Again, this is my sandbox world. I don't necessarily need more than one, or you know. So yeah, we're going to come over here to our build station. We're going to come on up here, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're going to start off with, again, placing down that piece that we are going to break off afterwards. That's going to be our, basically our glue, our tape, just our main connection point to the jack. All right. For this build, we are actually going to start off with the dynamic platform, the medium 8x24x2. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to center that up. Just like that. Is that even center? That is center. That is center. All right. All right, next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the wings first. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up our builds. We're going to go to the new filter system. We're going to pop down to Shogun Palace, and we're just going to turn that one on. And what that does is it locks out every other material you don't need. So if you were looking for specific materials, doing it that way is a good way to adjust your inventory so that you can see just the pieces you want. All right, so we're going to start our wings off with the Ancient Thin Floors 01. We're going to go with the 6x2x1, and we're just going to line it up basically with that yellow dash on the front end of our slider, and we're just going to notch it back 1. Again, if you notch it back 2, you're going to run into that issue to where you might slide off. So if you accidentally bump it while you're in the air, or if you happen to jump off and sometimes you'll get caught there and want to pull it around, and maybe you'll launch it and you might knock it off. You might shoot it off a cliff or whatever the case is. So just to avoid that, the position of these wings is going to help with that. Once you've got that one on there, we're going to come up to the top of the jack. Go ahead and snap to the end of it, and you should be able to just slide it through until you get to the other side. And that way, you've got your wings both lined up in the same position. Once you've got your second wing started, go ahead and snap down another 6x2 on the end of that one. Jump over to your 8x2 Ancient Thin Floor. Go ahead and rotate it until you've got that line across the back there, and just go ahead and snap that down. Going to go ahead and add another 6x2 next to that, and then we're going to slide down to the 4x4, and we're just going to snap that center of that piece there. Now just go ahead and mirror that on the other side. All right, now that you've got your wings done, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start on the nose. For the nose, we're going to go back over into toys. You might need to go ahead and turn off that filter. We're going to go over to back into toys, and we're going down to structures, and you're going to find vehicle base 03, and it's going to be the 2x6x2. You're going to go ahead and rotate it, and you're going to nudge it up to the middle center of the nose, and just go ahead and snap that down. After that, we're going to go ahead and go down to our fenders. Do this whichever way you like. If you like it the other way, feel free to do it. I like having it look like this, where you got that wheel pointed outwards. Some people flip them and have them the other direction, but we're just going to put the right fender. If you're standing in this position, we're putting the right fender on the left and the left fender on the, yep, you guessed it, the right. Just like that. Again, that's just for aesthetics. If you don't care which direction, then feel free to flip them, but I like doing it that way. Then your favorite part next, picking your seat. The materials in there are listed for this. If you are using different, if you want to go with a different seat, it will be a couple planks less, but the materials that you saw before are centered around building the large. Once you've got your large driver's seat placed down, go ahead and you're going to go down in your seats to find vehicle seat medium. If you're struggling to find that, if you switch over here and go to themes and actually select vehicles, it will narrow it down to just have those seats in there for you. So you're just going to go ahead and line that up with the other seat. I like to just take it up to that front fender and nudge it back, and then nudge it over to make sure, and voila. All right, so now we're just going to go ahead, go up to the back of it and go back 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there we go. Let's get this fourth seat nudged down. All right. So now we've got our main body and our seats. Oh, we are still teeter-tottering here, it looks like. Looks like maybe we came loose on our jack. I'm not sure. All right, so I guess before we fall, we better get the rest done. All right, so if you turned on any filters, make sure you shut them off, or if you can't find any piece or it seems like you're missing them, just check to see if you have any filters on, and that may be the reason. Now we're going to go ahead and add our thrusters. I'm going to save this section that I'm standing in for once I take it off the jack, just because, yeah, again, that's a at your own discretion, however you want to build your back. If you need more storage, if you need less seats, whatever it may be. I like doing 4 because when we go out on a trip with the rest of the community, there tend to be 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 other people with us, and so it is nice to have all of those seats. So as you can see, I'm just snapping to the inside there of those fenders, and if you placed everything correctly, it should line up that there's actually a snap point like there is here on that center nose piece. So you should just be able to snap those right in, your left and right thrusters, as well as finding the center of this piece here, just like the pack if you watch that build guide. And you're just going to go ahead and you're going to hang it off just a little bit, but center it up on that 4x4. Now give me a second while I take care of these guys over here on the road. Don't want them throwing dynamite at me while I'm building. All right, we're back from doing that. Have ourselves a shake and get back to it. All right, so far we've got our thrusters. We've got 2 of the forwards, and we've got the 2 nose thrusters. Looks like we've got enough of a gap there. Let's go ahead and let's add our final 2 forward-facing thrusters, and we're just going to snap those to those 2 anchor points there. All right, go ahead and get out your wrench. Assign your forward-facing thrusters all to the same channel. That's going to be this one on the edge of both wings, and then the 2 back here. I like keeping them on 3 just because of the layout of the controller. It's nice and easy for me to remember. The thruster in front of me is on this channel, the thruster next to me. I remember it more as the passenger side, driver side kind of situation. If you remember it differently or have your keybind set up differently, then feel free to let me know in the comments. But I'm just going to go ahead and put this driver side one on channel 1, passenger side one on channel 2, and then we're going to leave those 4 on channel 3. All right. So at this point, it looks like for the gist of it, our wings are in the center of it. So let's go ahead and we're going to grab our balloons. If everything is secure, it should be good, but at least now we've got it set up to where the activated balloons, I don't know why they're called activated, by the way. They should be deactivated, Epic. They should be deactivated because they're off. That's side point. We're going to go ahead and we're going to take our red balloons, and you see this line over here on the wings? We're going to go ahead and we're going to line it up. Nope. We're going to line it up with that line towards the front of it, and we're just going to snap it down. Oh, there we go, sliding off of our jack. I guess at this point, it's good that we already placed everything down. Let's go ahead and get that jack out of here. All right, so let's go ahead and put this one here, mirror it, and then we're going to put that deactivated balloon right in the center of our platform, right in between all those seats, like so. Next, we're going to go into our lighting, and this is where, again, you have your own choice. I'm not sure which set these specifically come from. I don't know if it's still offered. I don't think it was attached to the Battle Pass had for the Star Wars event. I'm not 100% sure, but you could use these. You could use the normal torch and glass ones. there are a few other options. You could go without them if you want. Again, this goes for any vehicle. Lighting is completely up to you, because I know different ones come in different sets. Other people have their own favorite. So again, build at your own discretion and use what you would like. But the reason why we had to flip these over like that is because if you place this down, see how that tan portion is level with the rest of it? You actually can't put your light there. So if that board is flipped, then you will not be able to place these lights right here. Like so. All right, so at this point, you've built the slider. You have built the Slidaer V2. If everything is set up channel-wise and everything, then you should have all of your thrusters. You have your 2 balloons. And your 3rd balloon. This is your Slidaer V2. Let's bring it back down and finish it up. All right, so again, I'm going to go ahead and replace this one, but if you want to, you can just put the 2 chests on the back of it like this. So to do that configuration, you're just going to grab your grand chest or whichever chest it is, and you're going to go to the very back. Try to keep that bottom lined up with the rest of the slider, and you should just be able to go to the very back of it. And as you can see, you can fit 2 snug right there next to each other. Don't mind the seat locations and stuff. This front end is just something I'm testing, but we are, again, building this exact one here. We're going to go ahead, head back over to it. If you have the Durburger set, then feel free to follow along on the cosmetic version. But as you can see, there is the other storage version as well. So we're going to go into our cabinets, our chairs, and into our table section. Again, if you want to and have the set, feel free to just turn on the filter like so, and it will appear right here under counters. This is the Durburger Restaurant Prep Counter Medium. We're going to grab that, and we're just, you see how that corner is not square? It's a little bit rounded off. We're just going to line it up with that on both sides. Technically 1 nudge in from the back. And then for giggles, let's go ahead and turn on that vehicle filter and go to our power centers and find the medium, and it fits nice and neat right on in there. All right, then we're going to take our lighting. Let's go ahead and turn off our filters again. And if you want to, you can use, again, you can use the Thank the Bus Driver lights and just snap them on to those Durburger. Are those level? They're not! I don't know why they keep doing that. There they are. There we go. So yeah, you can use those. You can use the Star Wars lights, whichever ones you want, whatever floats your boat. But in the end, this is your Slidaer V2. You've got a little bit more room on there if you want to do any other swap arounds or any other movements. But at this point, you've built the Slidaer V2. Ready for any adventure. Take the skies. Go find those bus stops. Take your friends out for an adventure. Customize it. Build your own. Let us know what you do. how you build it. Oh no, looks like we're being attacked again. So I better jump out and take care of those guys. Until next time.